Welcome to Had6 channel. In this video, we will look into high-flown. 17 adjectives with similar meanings will be reviewed in example sentences. Let's get started. Number 1. Flowery. Which means of speech or writing full of elaborate or literary words and phrases. Flowery. For example, his flowery language made no impression. Number 2. Orotund. Which means of writing, style, or expression pompous or pretentious. Orotund. For example, the orotund rhetoric of his prose. Number 3. Bombastic. Which means high-sounding but with little meaning. Bombastic. For example, bombastic rhetoric. Number 4. Declamatory. Which means vehement or impassioned in expression. Declamatory. For example, his speech-making was quiet and factual, very different from Clarke's declamatory style. Number 5. Magniloquent. Which means using high-flown or bombastic language. Magniloquent. For example, a magniloquent lawyer. Number 6. Ornate. Which means of literary style using unusual words and complex constructions. Ornate. For example, ornate metaphorical language. Number 7. Oratorical. Which means relating to the art or practice of public speaking. Oratorical. For example, he adopted a rather oratorical style. Number 8. Pretentious. Which means attempting to impress by affecting greater importance or merit than is actually possessed. Pretentious. For example, pretentious art films. Number 9. Turgid. Which means of language or style tediously pompous or bombastic. Turgid. For example, some turgid verses on the death of Prince Albert. Number 10. Tumid. Which means especially of language or literary style pompous or bombastic. Tumid. For example, tumid oratory. Number 11. Highfalutin. Which means especially of speech, writing, or ideas pompous or pretentious. Highfalutin. For example, the report was cloaked in highfalutin language. Number 12. High sounding. Which means of language or ideas extravagant and grand. High sounding. For example, they clouded the issues with high sounding words. Number 13. Affected. Which means artificial, pretentious, and designed to impress. Affected. For example, he was talking in the rather affected boom he used with strangers. Number 14. Grandiose. Which means conceived on a very grand or ambitious scale. Grandiose. For example, a grandiose plan of urban renewal. Number 15. Florid. Which means excessively intricate or elaborate. Florid. For example, the florid plasterwork of the ceilings. Number 16. Rhetorical. Which means expressed in terms intended to persuade or impress. Rhetorical. For example, he had a tendency to engage in rhetorical hyperbole. Number 17. Grandiloquent. Which means pompous or extravagant in language, style, or manner, especially in a way that is intended to impress. Grandiloquent. For example, a grandiloquent celebration of Spanish glory. Can you think of other examples? Please share them in the comment section below. Hitting the subscription button is the best way to stay connected. See you in the next video.